Hi everyone. Here's my Alphatale for W. Now, W is one of those strange letters that when you say it, you say W. Okay? It's something that sounds like it starts with a D, but a W makes a W sound. W, like worm and wagon. This is Worm's wagon, all right, for W. Look at him. He's so cute. Let's see what he's going to put in his wagon. Probably something that starts with W. One day, Worm went to the woods to gather walnuts. Oh, he brought his wagon with him. He's going to put walnuts in his wagon. On his way home, Worm saw Woodpecker whistling in a weeping willow. Woodpecker asked Worm for a ride. Look, his wagon's completely full of walnuts, but Woodpecker wants to know if he can get a ride in the wagon. Worm wiggled along, pulling Woodpecker in his wagon. Soon they came upon Weasel eating watermelon. Weasel asked Worm for a ride. He's not a very big worm. Do you think he can carry all this? Worm wiggled along, pulling Woodpecker and Weasel in his wagon. Before long, they bumped into Wombat wearing her new wig. Here's a wombat, and she's wearing a wig. Wombat asked Worm for a ride. Wow, what a wagon! Worm wiggled along, pulling Woodpecker, Weasel, and Wombat in his wagon. Next, they met Wolf on his way to work. Wolf asked Worm for a ride. Gosh, I heard lots of W's. Woodpecker, wiggle, weasel, wombat, wagon, wolf, way, work. Wow. Oh, that wagon has to be getting heavy. Worm wiggled along, pulling Woodpecker, Weasel, Wombat, and Wolf in his wagon. Soon they saw Walrus winking and waving. Walrus asked Worm for a ride. Uh-oh, look how big the walrus is. He's bigger than the wagon. Uh-oh. Worm wiggled along, pulling Woodpecker, Weasel, Wombat, Wolf, and Walrus in his wagon. Up ahead they saw Whale playing in the water. Whale asked Worm for a ride. Uh-oh, look, poor Worm's looking really weary. Weary means tired, and that starts with W. Worm wiggled with all his might, trying to pull Woodpecker, Weasel, Wombat, Wolf, Walrus, and Whale in the wagon. But the wagon would not move. The wheels started to wobble. Wham! The weight was too much for the wagon. It crashed to the ground. Oh no, my wagon! Worm wailed. Oh, poor guy. Oh, look at his friends. He's got good friends. Don't worry, Worm, the animal said. Worm's friends worked on the wagon all afternoon. When the wagon was fixed, Worm wiggled into it. Then Wombat, Weasel, Wolf, Woodpecker, and Walrus and Whale pulled Worm all the way home. And weary Worm had a wonderful ride. All right, let's look in the picture. I bet there are lots of W things in this picture. Wow, we know Worm for sure. And look, these are animals that wanted to ride. A woodpecker and a whale and a wolf and a wombat. And there's his wagon. Do you remember what these nuts are called? It starts with W. Walnuts. Anything else in there that starts with W? A whistle. Oh, look, and Wolf's wearing a watch. Mhm. And on the house, there is a window. Yep. Good job. So look for all those things that start with W today.